Hello everyone and welcome back to Snowrunner. Megazip here for a new Let's Play series, Season 1 of Modded Normal. That's right, we are going back to Michigan. We're playing normal mode, but I do have some of my own little rules that I'm going to be following. And yes, this is modded. I have Realism V2, I have some truck and trailer mods, and I will have a description of all of them down below. So with that, let's get to it. All right, we are ready to get this show going. As you can see here, I am in my Scout, the Frog Titanious Maximus thing here. At least that's what it says there, Frog's Titanious Maximus. This is the 4x4 model, and I have it sort of painted this, I don't know if you can really see that, but it's sort of like a shade of yellow. I guess it could be considered brown. Now, what we're going to be doing now is a little bit of tower related stuff. So, as you can see from the map, very little has been done up to this point. We have a tower here and a tower here, and of course we have the sort of easier tower right there. Now, there is a mission right here that we're going to get first, because it takes us up past this watchtower. So let's do that first and get this stuff going. So in some previous gameplay, I actually used the 6x6 version of this particular truck, and I really like it. It worked real well. You guys might have seen some of the gameplay when I was playing in which map was that? I believe it was in Wisconsin. You can check back in some of the older videos for that. But I went with the 4x4. I hadn't really driven it since I went with that one, and I really like this one so far. I've been playing around with it in another playthrough, and I kind of like it. That's a pretty good maneuverability and whatnot. So this is a modded playthrough. Basically, I kind of call it the 2-truck challenge because I'm only using 2 trucks in this game. This one and the truck that was next to it. We're going to take this right here. The place beyond the spruces. So we basically got to go to the top of the thing up there. So we're going to start tracking it. And I decided to do it this way, mostly just because, you know, I've played with a lot of the built-in trucks in the game, and I have nothing against them. You know, they're fun and all, but I kind of didn't want to do this playthrough for, I think this is like the 5th time I've played through Michigan, and play it with that style. I kind of wanted to start with something that was already pretty much set up the way I wanted it, and that way you kind of get a different take on how to do these missions, because I can honestly take bigger risks with this truck and do things you wouldn't normally do with a Scout, which, you know, we're gonna have some fun with that. We're gonna explore that. You might see, you know, me do all kinds of crazy things with this truck. So now I don't think it's really an overpowered vehicle. I mean, yeah, you do get some really good tires, and I think that's what really makes this truck stand out more than anything. But yeah, you know, when I played with modded trucks, I didn't really worry about the whole idea of, you know, taking away from my experience, because, you know, when I played this back when it released, it was, you know, a struggle first time through there. I mean, you was getting stuck in mud that you really shouldn't have got stuck in, or it wasn't like deep, and kind of bugged me in the earlier release of this game. And I did start playing some of the mods early on, not really because of that, but you know, I wanted to enjoy the game a little bit more. And so yeah, so there we go. So there's that part. Now we got to go to the top of the thing here, so we're just going to keep going. So with this style, this is playing through normal, but some of the caveats are that I won't be actually doing certain things that are, you know, typical for normal gameplay. You saw that my trucks are parked outside. I'm not allowed to go in the garage unless I absolutely have to. Because you know the garage, you know, auto fuels and auto repairs and all that. So I'm going to try to utilize the things that you can repair with. Now this truck does have some repair stuff sort of in it. You can't see them, but they sort of added it on to the attachments, if you will. And the other truck has supplies on the top of it, so I'm going to try to use those, try to use repair trailers and that kind of thing. So we'll rely on that for that. Now I probably will have to go in there to fix body damage because, you know, these repair things don't fix the body damage, as we saw from playing in hard mode. Now, because I'm not using garage that much, also means that I won't be like recovering either. Now they do make a mod that turns off recovery, and I opted to not put it in. I'd like to save recovery for emergency use only, but I don't think I'll really be using it that often, so we should be good there. And whoop, I am running Realism mod version 2 on here as well, and with it comes things like trees actually breaking instead of becoming like concrete and various other things. So so yeah, I'll have a list down below with all of the mods that I have running. I got a couple of trailer mods in here too, and then I'm running a couple of truck mods. So but I am playing through the entire map of Michigan for this season. So that means all the side missions, all the main missions. Not everything will be covered in the recordings. There's just, you know, that much stuff. But I will, you know, I will be doing all the main missions, and I'll pick up some of the side missions while on the recording, you know, kind of like what I just did there. So we're not, it's not going to be complete without some of it. Now, I know with the hard mode, I basically recorded everything. I didn't leave anything out, you know, and some of those videos got quite lengthy, and I'm not going to say that we're not going to have some long videos here, but I want to try to put more quality in on those. So things like, you know, driving to a destination because I have to pick something up, I probably won't even, I'll record them, but unless something drastic happens, it probably will just get skipped over. You know, I want you guys to see the hauling of the stuff rather than me driving with an empty trailer. Now I'm doing scouting in this episode, so we have a couple more here. We have plenty of them, but we're going to come up to this next one here. Now I also will be pulling trailers with this. I'm going to be trying to do some of these missions with the scout truck, so you'll see me pulling scout trailers with this. I don't know how many people actually use the scout truck for a lot of things. I know there's some people that don't use them at all. So now this other one is where now? Oh, it's like right there. Literally right there. Okay. Now this one is going to be a hard one to get to because it is so muddy through here. But I do have I have like really good tires on this truck, so I'm probably not going to have a huge amount of issue with it, but we'll see. I think these are, I want to say these are stud tires, so they'll be good on snow. So when we move on to those regions, won't have to really change the tires on this at all either. Alright, we're almost over there. Now, if you start off with non-mods and stuff, and you're playing with the GMC, this is one of the harder towers to get to, just simply because this mud can be a little bit too much for that truck in the early going. Now, when you run Realism version 2, I don't know if it makes it a little easier for that truck to get around or not. But so you want to be, you kind of want to stake around the sort of covered areas and maybe not directly through the main path, like this is the main path here. Utilize your winches to pull you through it, because that's about the only way you're going to get through it. One of the things that I would love to see, and I'd be interested in with your guys' take, I looked at Mud Runner a while back. I do own the game, but I've barely played it. But one of the things that I found interesting about the game is that you got to pick vehicles in the beginning. And so what do you think? Would you like to be able to pick the Scout that you want from a handful? So instead of taking the GMC, maybe you take the Jeep, or maybe even take the new Land Rover that's out as your starter Scout. What do you guys think of that? Because I think that would be really cool to be able to sort of pick your starting truck, at least the starting Scout. Picking the other trucks might be a little bit harder to do since they're sort of out in the wild, but being able to pick that starter truck, I would probably go straight for the Jeep. If you guys saw my later episodes of the hard mode, I sold the GMCs and went straight to the Jeep because I liked it. It worked real well. Now, I do have the Land Rover DLC. I did buy it. I haven't drove them yet. I don't actually have them in here. I sold every Scout. Just so you guys are aware. Well, you'll probably see it in the intro, because I'll sort of go over a few things. But if not, so pretty much what I did here is I kept all of the most of the big DLC trucks, and I sold every Scout. And that's because I actually have plans for all those other trucks. So if you're a season pass holder, you'll know that if you play normal mode, you get every DLC truck. You get at least one of them in your inventory from level 1. And so what I did is I kept most of them. I think the only thing I sold was the 9500, which I don't have to go get because I've already gotten it. So my plan for those trucks is when I get to a certain level, I believe it's level 10, when you get the full-size cranes, that's when I'm going to actually use those. So we'll be auto-loading in the beginning, but once we get those cranes unlocked, then every one of those trucks will have a crane put on them, and then I have to transport them by way of a trailer to different warehouses, and that's how I'm going to load everything going forward. And we have an upgrade right here that's kind of up there, and then we're not that far from it, so we can try to make our way up there. But I think we're going to go after this tower first. So to get to the tower, there's a couple of different ways. You can come down from here, or you can drive all the way down by the starter area. You can see here's the starter area, and you can sort of turn up through there. I think I'm just going to turn right here and just take the path and get over to that tower there. So yeah, so I'm going to be transporting them. So one of the rules that I'm going to try to go by is that I don't want to drive any of those trucks except for when I need to load them onto a trailer. The idea is those trucks will be utilized at the warehouses for loading, and if we have the ability to unload things, then they'll be used for that too. But mostly they're just for loading cargo. So I'll strictly be using this truck and my Freightliner mod truck that I have, which we'll probably look at here before the end of the episode. These are the only two trucks I'm going to actually be doing the missions in. Now, the only time that I'll have to deviate is if there is a mission that requires some kind of special equipment. If the Freightliner doesn't have it, then I will use an alternative. But we don't really have to worry about that in Michigan. I think a lot of those alternatives don't show up until you get into the Russian regions, where you have to use like seismic and all that. So between this one and Alaska, we should be pretty good. Now, I am going to be getting every upgrade, even though I'm not driving, you know, any of those. I'm still going to get the upgrades. I'm still going to, you know, we're still playing the map the way it needs to be played, even though I'm not using the trucks. So, okay, there we go. I got that one. Now we're going to go after the upgrade. This truck does not turn right very well. These wheels, I think, are actually too big. When you look at the way the truck is designed, it almost looks like the reason they don't turn is because they might rub on something, but I don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to go that way, and then when we get here, we're going to go that way. So we're going to go get the upgrade real quick. And I don't know how many of these scout episodes we're going to have, right? Because there's the other towers are on the other side, and they are sort of being blocked by things, but I can still get to them because not every path is blocked. So after this upgrade, I will head back to the garage and try to get to the towers on the other side to wrap up this episode. Oh, I think I missed a turn. I missed a turn? I missed a turn. I get to there from here? One of the things I'm going to be doing with these scout trucks is taking chances, so let's see if I can cut through here. Can I cut through here? I can't see. I thought I could see enough to get that, but I can't quite get the angle. Okay, let's keep trying. There we go. Now we got it. Just kind of cutting through right here. Caught on a limb or something there. There we go. Now we got it. So I am going to have some fun with this. You know, I am going to take, you know, I'll be taking much bigger risks than what I'm doing right here, but we're just going to have some fun, really test the limits of this modded truck. Now let's just make sure we're going the right way. Okay. We need to go across that right there. Now you notice I'm not using high or low. I will when I think I need to. Oh, no. You turned on me. I'll use them when I think I need to. I use them mostly for hauling things, but when I'm just driving like this, I don't need them specifically. truck sort of gets around without them. We do have auto drive on all the time on this truck, so I don't have to turn it off because it's always on. And diff lock is always on, so sort of a different different take on a scout truck. Here we are. So there we go. So we have that. We have a tower down here that we can go to. That would probably work because they might be able to cross over and get to the other two on the other side. So here's what we'll do. We'll need to come back down and then go that way. So we'll come back down. We'll turn this way. Now we can come at it from this side over here, but I think I'm going to come at it from the side there. So we'll just sort of come here like that. Go back out to the road. All right. I'm going to do this in reverse here. So just let me know what you guys think down below of this new playthrough. This is season 1 of this playthrough. And I'm saying it like that as there could be potential seasons that follow. I may end up, you know, maybe using a different scout and a different main truck in each season. Just sort of mix it up a little bit. Right now I have this one. I've used a bunch of different ones. And tell me what your favorite scout is. You know, if you have a favorite scout, whether it's a regular one or a modded one, you know, let me know down in the description. I'd love to hear. And if you've ever tried this mod, you know, let me know what you think of this particular scout truck. I can say the upgrades on this truck are rather inexpensive, so I guess in some OP ways, you know, you could say that it's a little OP because of that, but I can say the other truck is definitely not. The other truck has normal pricing and everything else, so. Alright, so we're making our way over to this other tower. Now this is another mud area, so in the early, you probably won't want to make this trip with a scout truck. You want to take a truck that can actually drive a little bit on some mud. So maybe one of your big trucks, because you will get stuck trying to get across this little piece right here. If you guys have seen my Snowrunner home hard mode series, you'll see just how much of a struggle that is. So. And that's where you're going to see a lot of it, because I did not use a single mod in that 31 episodes of that game. So, if you're curious, you know, I'll certainly have the link to that playlist down below, and you'll probably see a card show up where need be. But needless to say, I didn't use a single mod during that whole thing, not even a modded trailer. Alright, so this is blocked. We'll go ahead and get that. I'm not going to track it yet. I just want to get it set. And we'll come back to that one a little bit later. Now, some people will tell you if you drive past one of them, go ahead and just pick it up. So we're going to be sort of testing that whole theory out. As I see these, I will go ahead and accept them. I'm just not tracking them yet. I did notice as I was playing my other one, my original, I've rebuilt my original playthrough. Which if you guys saw some of those previous runs where I did a little bit on Maine and a little bit on Wisconsin, that was from that particular playthrough. I did notice some things that happened with this latest update, so you let me know if you guys ran into the same problem where some of these particular tasks I had to reset them. Like this one was one of them. So I accept it, right? But I had to turn around, and because the trailer's right here, but when I went to it, it was gone, and I had to reset it in order to fix it. I had to do that on at least a handful of these tasks, because right now on my main playthrough, I'm actually going through and doing all of the side quests. Just on, you know, on my personal game, and I noticed that right off the bat. Actually, no, I don't want to track this one yet. So I noticed it right off the bat that it was that they weren't there, and I had to reset them. I thought it was really weird. So let me know if you guys ran into that problem too after this last update. Now, I have not played any of the last update. This new racetrack map in I think it's Tennessee. I haven't played it. I decided to just, you know, I'll get to it whenever I get through the rest of these. Because it's more of oh, I can't go through there. My bad. I thought I could go around the block here. I don't drive down these side streets that much, so. Anyway. So yeah, so I haven't really played it. I haven't really watched anybody. I know it's mostly like co-op racing and whatnot. You know, which is cool and all. I wanted to drive by this trailer so I would see it. Now, I believe... So what I need to do is I need to get over there. The problem is... This bridge is out because we need to fix it. The only way across would be right there. And I'm not sure if that's... Yeah, I think I can close through that. So we're going to try to make our way through there. Now, here's where I'm at right now. So, I'm just going to sort of track this out. We're going to go through the swamp, which is not an early game path, mind you. But being the truck that I have, I should be okay. I'm just going to track this out and just double check to see if I can get across there. Because we're going to head to this tower right over here. Now this is a tight squeeze. I don't know if my truck's going to fit through here. We're going to see. We might do a little rock climbing here. Oh yeah, a little rock climbing. We're good. But yeah, I haven't really checked to see how many missions there are outside of the co-op racing. I'll probably look at it on my other playthrough. But one of my goals I'd like to have is every season I'm playing a different map. So we'll see how many episodes this particular season will take. I don't think it's going to take 31 like hard mode did, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll get through it. But the objective is to do everything. Now, in hard mode, when I did that 31 episode run, I didn't actually finish all the main tasks. I think I had I had two tasks left, and then all of the logging missions. So yeah, so that was what was left beyond, not counting side quests. Now, I know some of you probably have questions. I did tease Season 2 of hard mode, and I have decided to put that on hold. Maybe we'll visit it again another time. And that's why I decided to do this run instead. I actually like playing in normal mode more than I like playing in hard mode. You know, this way I can set my own rules, and one of the things I wished hard mode had was the ability for you to customize the hard mode. Whether you make it more difficult or less difficult, but being able to tweak it a little bit. Because as a content creator, I didn't like the idea of having like the time, like the day-night cycle locked. I mean, I understand it's hard mode. Everything is supposed to be difficult, but when you're trying to record content and you don't want to do a lot of night missions, that can make for you know, a very difficult time, you know, trying to do recording and having to wait 20 minutes for it to get daylight. So as a content creator, I just sort of like wish that one was adjustable. All right, so we're gonna make it across here just fine. You can see the tower in the distance. This is also another spot where, you know, some scouts may struggle a little bit. You can see I'm sort of, I think I picked the wrong spot to go, but I'm gonna power through this here. Bigger trucks should mostly be able to go through here. Maybe not in the early game, maybe once you get better tires and lift kits and whatnot. But you do have plenty of areas to grip through there. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely more muddy back in this way. Let me get out of the water here and I'll set this back to morning. All right, here we go. So we're back to daylight now. Here's this right here. So let's just see what we need to find out here. So here's the tower, and I think I need to go up here. So we're just going to go like that. I've never actually got to this tower from this direction, so this will be new, but I believe that's how we get up there. In this one right here. Now there is a truck that's back here that we got to recover, and we'll get to that maybe in another episode, or I might just do it off the recording, but it'll just go into storage with the rest of them, so not really too worried about that. We're also going to try to do all of the time trials as well. That was one of the things that I wanted to do. I did do a few of them in hard mode. I'll be doing all of them in this season, so we'll be good there. A little bit of damage. All right. So now that we opened that all up, that's good. We need to get down from here, go through the logging station, and come up this way. So we have 2 towers left to get. So we're going to just speed through this. Speaking of that, I won't be doing very much in the way of like speed things that you guys might have seen in my other episodes. So I know I did that a lot with traveling and everything. We're going to try to do more real-time driving. Not just because, you know, I'll be sitting here chatting with you guys, but just so you can see, you know, kind of the struggles or whatever going through this. Not that I have a huge amount of struggle driving with these trucks, but still, you know, I wanted to get more real time as opposed to speeding it up. And the way that works is just by, you know, not necessarily recording the travel twos so much as giving you guys the actual driving with the loads and stuff, the deliveries. So there'll probably be some cut spots here and there, as there is in this video. We're just going to cut through here, and down here is where that truck is. I'm not going after the truck, but cutting through. I know we just had the newest update. I haven't even looked to see if what's coming next. So I'll try to get some news into that and maybe do a video on it. Now that my time is a little more free and I can get into that. These past few months have been quite busy with me on the personal side. It's why we've had a little bit of content lacking. So definitely hasn't been on purpose. I've had to make some adjustments to my schedule. Alright, so we're going to be the best. Well, actually, we can go right there and come up. So let me turn around. We're going to turn around. This is probably an unconventional path, which I think would be cool. Now I will put this in low high, or low plus, I guess you'd call it. Trying to get that right spot there. There we go. Sweet. So now we got one left. And that is this one right here. This one we can best get from here. So we need to get to there. And then we just go to right there. So how do we get there? The bridge is blocking everything, so we can get from this position here. Now, luckily, we are already close by. So all we have to do is just kind of go up like that. So it's all the way at the top up there. We'll just go ahead and make our way up there. As you can see, there's some stuff up here. This is part of another quest. We'll get to at some point. I believe that's the weather station content there. We're too far away from that quest to be able to do it now, so I'll worry about that later. In fact, I think that might be one of the timed ones. A meteorology timed event, so... Now this spot where I'm going right now is not very friendly for the early game. Even though it's a great shortcut, the struggle is real. Trying to get across this little creek area right here. I've gotten so many vehicles stuck right here, it's crazy. So just be careful going through there. Make sure you get a good run at it. It doesn't matter which direction either. I've gotten stuck in both of them. And the way I'm going right now is also kind of difficult in the early game if you're trying to use it as a way of getting around the bridge. I did try to do this. You saw in my earlier episodes of hard mode where I tried to take bricks up with a scout, and that did not turn out well. There we are. That is the last of the watchtowers. As we can see, every watchtower has been found. I'm gonna put this back in the normal spot here. So all of them have been found, and now we have access to a lot of side quests along with the main ones. We have a lot of like bridges and things that need to be fixed. Fallen power lines is a big one here. You guys have seen me struggle with that one. But the good news is that a lot of the trailers that are spread out across the map actually have a lot of the stuff that it takes to do these. These two might be the exception. We usually have to go to the warehouse to get it. But we'll figure that out on the next episode. So with that being said, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more SnowRunner content. And I'll see you in the next Mud Pit.